This is Qtv Nightly News. I am Umudu Gajaga and thank you for joining us. President Barrow today embarked on another follow-up inspection tour of ongoing road infrastructure projects across the Greater Banjul area. Rice farmers in the Upper River regions are battling a growing threat from hippopotami as repeated nightmare raids destroyed crops and deepened food insecurity. The 87th Ordinary Session of the African Commission on Human and People's Rights, ACHPR, began on Monday in Banjul, bringing together delegates from across the continent and beyond to discuss pressing human rights issues in Africa. On Friday, the United Nations Population Fund country representative Nero Sarr paid a final courtesy call on President Barrow to mark the conclusion of her 4-year deployment in the Gambia. In sports news, more than 20 sports administrators from various sporting disciplines are undergoing a 5-day sporting administrators course organized by the Gambia National Olympic Committee to strengthen sports governance. Those were the headlines, now the news in detail. Welcome and thank you for joining us. This is Qtv News. President Barrow today embarked on another follow-up inspection tour of ongoing road infrastructure projects across the Greater Banjul. Aliu Sise reports.
The President, accompanied by officials from the Works Ministry and the National Roads Authority, visited several major project sites, including the Sadauda Kairaba Jawara International Conference Center, where a hotel facility is under construction to provide accommodation for conference delegates and visitors. The inspection also covered the Bibi Bridge in Kotu and Phase 3 of the OIC Highway. President Barrow also assessed progress on the Sukuta Jabang Johnson flyover, the Old Yundum Tower to Jabang Highway, Aboko Wellingra Road, Kasakunda Nyopele Road, Jalba Kwara Johnson Road in Brikama, and the Jiboro Som Farabasutu Road. He also visited the Salam Cement Factory. All the roads are fully funded by the government of the Gambia and form part of the government's 365-kilometer nationwide road construction program. The visit comes as President Barrow prepares to embark on another nationwide tour next Saturday to lay foundation stones for the construction of over 700 kilometers of roads across the country. More from today's tour in tomorrow's news bulletin. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliu Sise.
Rice farmers in the Upper River regions are battling a growing threat from hippopotami as repeated nightmare raids destroyed crops and deepened food insecurity. Osman Jatta reports.
In the quiet riverine communities of the Upper River region, nightfall brings anxiety instead of rest. For years, rice farmers in Basedamfa Kunda have faced a relentless struggle against hippopotamuses that emerge under the cover of darkness to feed on mature crops. Bolong Drame, chairman of the Kabafata Rice Growers Association, expressed frustration over the repeated destruction of their farms.
Maloketan na mantoro sa suto anen man suto bula lungolo akanal yaji ngabunda be borre silam korita.
Hippos are now our greatest threat. Not a single night passes without them coming to destroy our farms. We have exhausted every option available to us. Now we can only put our faith in God because it seems the hippos are more important to the government than human beings.
The damage is often devastating. Entire rice fields cultivated through months of hard labor and costly investment can be wiped out in a single night. Farmers in Based and Fakunda say the losses are not only financial but also threaten their daily food intake.
20 liter wuli fula kemenani.
You buy a 20-liter gallon of gasoline for $2,400 to pump water into your farm, only for a hippo to come and destroy everything. We have knocked on every door, including writing to the wildlife authorities, to inform them about the destruction caused by the hippos. If nothing is done, we too will end up buying rice like every other Gambian.
The destruction comes at a time when the Korea Partnership for Innovation of Agriculture, widely known as COPIA, is supporting the Kabafada Rice Growers Association. Bakausi Sise, a member of the association, says the support has given farmers hope for a better harvest despite the ongoing threat from hippos.
This year, we partnered with COPIA and we are hopeful of significant benefits because their support has been extensive. They assisted us with rice seedlings, plowing services, provided fertilizers and herbicides. We have never received this level of support from previous projects, and we are optimistic about a good harvest.
Similar crisis intensified between 2010 and 2014 when large-scale destruction of rice fields was recorded across Janjambore and Nyamina East. Recent reports suggest the situation is worsening. In April 2026, a tragic hippo attack along the River Gambia claimed the life of a herdsman, Dauda Jallo. A pastoralist was reportedly searching for missing livestock near the river bank when he unexpectedly encountered a female hippopotamus protecting her calf in tall grass. Despite the scale of the problem, many farmers say support from authorities has been limited. They are now calling for urgent government intervention, including protective barriers and stronger wildlife control measures to safeguard their livelihoods. As the planting season continues, uncertainty looms over farming communities across the regions. Osman Jata, QTV News.
The 87th Ordinary Session of the African Commission on Human and People's Rights, ACHPR, began on Monday in Banjul, bringing together delegates from across the continent and beyond to discuss pressing human rights issues in Africa. Yafatu Gay attended the opening and see now reports.
The speech by Dr. Zaneta Ayaman Rollins, the second Vice President of the Pan-African Parliament, set the tone for the days ahead.
If we are serious about preventing conflict on our continent, then we must not only invest in kinetic, but also in soft power. We must strengthen institutions. We must protect civil space. We must advance constitutionalism. We must support inclusive dialogue and ensure that citizens feel safe, feel seen, feel heard, and represented. Africa cannot afford to remain in a cycle of reacting to crises only after lives have been lost and intentionally, and when communities have been fractured.
This year's session is special as the Commission commemorates its 45th anniversary under the theme 45 Years of African Character, celebrating Africa's human rights journey, legacy and future. Established in 1981, the Commission became operational in 1987 and has since held 86 ordinary sessions and 39 extraordinary sessions. Headquartered in Banjul, The Gambia, the Commission is made up of 11 members from African Union member states, serving independently and impartially. At the opening ceremony, Honorable Idrissa Sow, chairperson of ACHPR, highlighted the current state of human rights in Africa and called for renewed commitment to addressing persistent challenges.
The Commission remains deeply concerned by the instability and conflicts that continue to affect parts of our world, particularly the current situation in South Africa. Across many African nations, economic hardship continues to hinder development and social progress. The Commission believes that this ongoing reality continues to limit access to stability, security, and sustainable livelihoods for millions of people across the continent.
Dauda A. Jallo, the Gambia's Attorney General and the Minister of Justice, outlined the strides the country has made in advancing human rights, including legal reforms and initiatives to strengthen justice and accountability.
Since 2017, the Gambia has pursued a deliberate program of constitutional and institutional reform. We have strengthened access to justice and expanded legal aid. We have extended judicial services through mobile courts to reach communities previously excluded from the justice system. We have intensified our legislative and institutional response to gender-based violence. We have worked to align our laws and administrative practices more closely with the African Charter and the regional instruments that flow from it.
The sessions provide a platform for the Commission to review reports from member states, consider petitions regarding human rights violations, adopt resolutions, and guide the development and implementation of human rights policies across Africa. Delegates typically use the forum to share best practice, address challenges, and propose solutions to protect and promote human rights across the continent. Reporting for QTV News, this is Yafat Gay.
We will now go for a commercial break. When we return, we have more national and sports news stories. Do stay tuned. Welcome back, and this is QTV News, and I am Momudu Gajaga. On Friday, the United Nations Population Fund country representative Nero Sarr paid a final courtesy call on President Barrow to mark the conclusion of our 4-year deployment in the Gambia. Ma'am Nabukar has the rest of that story.
The United Nations Population Fund's leadership in the Gambia is transitioning, following a 4-year period defined by deep institutional collaboration and systemic reform. During a farewell audience at the State House, the outgoing country representative Nero Sarr expressed gratitude for the executive support that facilitated wide-ranging progress across multiple sectors, and shed light on some of the developments that took place during her tenure, which saw the UNFPA working intimately with the Office of the President and various ministries including health, justice, and youth and sport.
In the past 4 years, we have done the first ever digital population housing census. As you know, in the past, digital censuses were made using papers, so we digitalized it, and we were able to enumerate in 2024. We have also supported the government to build the capacity of midwives. We worked collaboratively with the National Population Commission on demographic dividend profile, creating a demographic dividend observatory. We worked with the Ministry of Health to also bring equipments across the regions to ensure that every woman who delivers in the Gambia delivers on a delivery bed. We also worked with the youth peace and security with the Ministry of Youth and Sport. The National Action Plan on Youth Peace and Security is one of the first in the region. And very soon we will also have what we call a special gender-based violence court for women to be able, women and young girls to be able to have justice quicker than the regular court system.
In concluding her remarks, Nero Sarr touched on the challenges that still need urgent attention and some future plans that are yet to be established.
4 years is a long time and a lot has been achieved, but obviously when it comes to reproductive health and the well-being of women and girls and young people, there are always challenges. However, I am very confident after talking to the President that it will continue to be a national development priority for the Gambia to make all the strides to make sure that women and girls and the young people of the Gambia are better off than when he joined as a president. Many successes have been made with his leadership and the leadership of his different ministries, but more needs to be done, and we have agreed on that. And I would like to also say that we will be soon launching something called a presidential initiative on maternal health because the aim is to reach the sustainable development goal of ending maternal deaths in the Gambia altogether.
As the UNFPA country representative departs, a foundation for a safer, more equitable Gambia has been strengthened. But the call remains to prioritize and guard the well-being of its youth and women. Mam Nabuka, reporting for QTV News.
At the conclusion of a 5-day training program for members of the Bat Watchers Association of the Gambia, organized in collaboration with the International Trade Center ITC, participants shared their views and suggestions regarding the outcomes. Loli M. Camara reports.
Bird watching has emerged as one of the Gambia's most important niche tourism offers, helping to diversify the country's tourism industry beyond the traditional sun, and sea model. Over the years, the Gambia has earned international recognition as a bird watcher's paradise due to its rich biodiversity, accessible birding sites, and experienced local guides. For example, Not many people know that the Gambia is home to the resident pink-bagged pelican and known breeding visitor. Despite being one of Africa's smallest countries, the Gambia is home to more than 550 to 600 recorded bird species. Moreover, bird watching encourages travel to rural and inland communities, distributing tourism income beyond the coastal hotel zones. Officials have stated that the training aims to enhance the capacity of bird watchers to provide high-quality, safe and sustainable bird watching services that meet international standards and improve the Gambia's competitive edge in tourism. Pa Usman Jallo, the Vice President of the Gambia Bird Watchers Association, provided a brief overview of the association.
We have about 120 members, including males and females. In the association, we are tour guides. We are travelers with tours to look for birds in different angles in the country and beyond the borders.
The training focused on key areas that require capacity building to improve bird watching services as a niche tourism product in the Gambia. Mr. Jallo explained how this training could benefit the participants.
I have learned a lot how to use a first aid box, how to do when situation comes, and I will try also to take that to my association level to the people who does not come here to see that, how are we going to arrange that so that everybody have that portion.
One significant challenge for bird watchers is habitat destruction. Wetlands, forests and mangroves are increasingly threatened by urban expansion, illegal land allocation, tree cutting, sand mining and agricultural activities. Ida Koli, a member and female guide, discussed her journey and how this training will enhance her work.
I learned a lot from this, especially the class we are doing now, map reading. Many of us don't even know how to locate ourselves within the areas we normally visit.
Hadi Dabo, National Tourism Consultant at ITC, and Lumana Kamashi, the European Union representative, shared their thoughts for the beneficiaries after the training.
Manage their time properly and also look at the entrepreneurship side of the business, and not only to say that, oh, I have a tourist today, I'm taking in for a guide, and it ends up like that.
Don't take this for granted. You've been supported here. You received like 5 days of training for on different topics. Use that knowledge. Go back to your communities, share it. You are the ambassadors of the bird watching in the country.
If managed properly, bird watching can continue to generate income, protect biodiversity, empower local communities, and position the Gambia as a leading ecotourism destination in Africa. For QTV News, Loli M. Kamara.
Coming up next is sports news. More than 20 sports administrators from various sporting disciplines are undergoing a 5-day sports administrators course organized by the Gambian National Olympic Committee to strengthen sports governance. More in this report. Sports administrators from several federations, national associations and institutions are undergoing a rigorous sports administrators course designed to strengthen sports governance through capacity building. This course will equip those in charge of various sporting disciplines with better knowledge of their operations and structures to improve administration of their various sports. Usman Wada is one of the course directors.
This is a course develop administrative approach within the sports fraternity. There are a lot of units which are very important to you. The structures of NOCs, they talk of the IOC structure, the IF structures, you talk about ANOCA.
This administrators course is part of the Gambian National Olympic Committee's broader vision and dedication to build capacities to ensure effective professional management within the sporting sector. Lamin Kinkoli, the first vice president of the GNOC explained to the participants the significance of the course to them as administrators.
When you learn, coupled with your experience, you become the best. Days are gone when people from nowhere want to come and lead our sport. We will not lie, we will not want it, and it will not going to be happen. I'm not speaking like Yaya Jammeh, but it will not going to happen. Because people are wake up, we have seen the lights and we have seen the darkness. So you will not tolerate people who are not participating in nothing, people who are not contributing nothing, just to come and lead our sport for their pockets, for their financial gain.
Sports administration involves managing the operational, business and logistical sides of the athletes' organizations, teams and facilities, acting as the behind-the-scenes support for athletes and coaches. Mahmoud Jawla, acting executive director of the National Sports Council, encouraged the participants to take the training seriously.
The knowledge and experience that participants will gain here will undoubtedly contribute to strengthening our associations, improving organizational capacity, and promoting professionalism within the sporting fraternity. To the participants here, make the best use of this valuable opportunity. Learn from the facilitators. Engage actively and share experiences among yourselves.
On completion of the course, these administrators will have a much better grasp of what it is needed to steer the affairs of their various sports. Mamadou Gajaga, Qtv News. That's all we have time for in tonight's news edition. Thank you very much for watching. Join us tomorrow for more news and have a pleasant night. Bye.